Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Murovanka and it's under the command of Fluffylilkitten. And as you can hear, he's just platooned with a few other teammates during this game. Battle's about to start. Okay, we're off. Well, he's platooned with the batch at 155-55 and with that Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger. Now he's armed with the B4 howitzer. I think that's the B4, 203mm shell capable of 150 alpha. 1050 alpha I should say. And he's aiming towards the Magic Forest. Now in order to get a penetration, he has to get through 52mm of armour. And of course that shouldn't be too difficult if you've got a weak armoured vehicle. And there's a weak armoured vehicle, that's a RU-251. And he's just got hit by one of our teammates, our platoon mates. The Batchat just hit him. And it looks like Fluffylilkitten got a shot in there too. He's picked up 411 hit points. And that 251 is now down to 43% of his health. Now we've lost sight of him temporarily, but there are some more targets that we can hit. Now I can say that this battle does not go as well as I think Fluffylilkitten hoped it would. Not that he doesn't do well in it, he does do well in this battle, but unfortunately the spotting by the rest of his team, it leaves a lot to be desired. Okay, he's got a 416 there in the middle dip and a Progetto 46 right at the back. And instead of firing at that Progetto, he actually pulls away and keeps changing his mind on his target. And if you keep doing this, you're going to waste an awful lot of time, which you could be shooting at the enemy and dialing in on targets. Instead, you'll just keep chopping and changing your mind about what you're aiming at. And that is, you know, constructive criticism. Try to pick an area that you're going to shoot into and focus on that. And focus on it for a reason. Focus on it because there's lots of your teammates there to spot the enemy for you. And at the moment, the Magic Forest does appear to be the best place to be shooting at. Okay, he's got an AMX CDC. That's a lightly armoured medium tank, premium one. And that would be a good target to shoot. In fact, there's two of them in there. Okay, he's almost ready to go. You can only see the outlines. Ready to go. Fire now. And he's lost sight of them. And he pulls away to shoot at a 110. Now that was a terrible decision, because you had two lightly armoured medium tanks close together. And he just chopped and changed and went to a different target altogether. Now that was a big mistake, because if he fired the shell in, he probably would have connected with one of them and splashed the other. Okay, it looks like that CDC is now hiding behind the house. We're almost loaded. So if he fires at the corner of the house, he should be able to splash the CDC. Rounds out. And he does. 214 hit points, so it works there. You see, it's a lightly armoured vehicle, so if you fire a shell anywhere near it, it's going to do some damage. And he had two of them sitting almost alongside each other for a short period of time. That could have been very, very valuable to him. Instead, he fired at the round at the 110. And I don't think it did any damage to the 110 at all during that shot. Okay, he's almost ready to shoot at this 110 again. Which is a heavily armoured heavy tank. And he does 352 hit points of damage, and the M53, M55 kills him immediately afterwards. So we did get damage that time round. He's lost sight of the targets. There's the CDC again. In fact, he's low enough now that he could probably kill that with the next shot if he can get it close enough. Well, I think that was a round from the M53, M55. We fire one in and just hits the side of the building, stuns the CDC, but our Borsig teammate is there. He's just not firing. I think he got hit by the enemy Arty there. I think he got stunned. The CDC still there, but instead he's opting to go after a 705 heavy tank instead. But the CDC was just killed by the UDES 14-5 on our team. Rounds out on the 705, lands behind him. And he's lost sight of all the targets in the Magic Forest because we've got nobody left in there to spot for us. The nearest teammate is a UDES who's actually by the water side. So we're looking at Wizzy 120. And, oh, we just lost our VK4502. And we're going to lose sight of that Wizzy 120. Yep, there we go. Nobody spot for us. And here's an Object 416 making a dash up the west side of the map. And it's rather unfortunate for him because he's just met a T-54 lightweight who was totally in the wrong position, really. He should have been spotting for us. Instead, what's he doing? He's sitting at the back of the map. Well, we stunned the 416. He's badly damaged. He's a one-shot. And now he's killed. In fact, it was our Progetto who got him in the end. You see, far too many of our team are actually sitting at the back. The UDES 14-5 is on the back line. The Skoda T50, the T54 lightweight, they're all backlining and they should be up at the front, spotting for us. And there's that CDC again. And now he's down to 29% of his health. Perfect target, rounds out. Oh! And the M53-55 gets there just before we do and gets the kill. Our shell landed just a split second after the tank had been wiped out. Okay, we've got an RU-251 fairly close near the water tower. Still a few seconds though before being loaded. And a Wizzy 120 has come really close. Almost loaded. Rounds out. Direct hit. 224, and he's killed immediately afterwards by our M53, M55. That guy is kill stealing like a boss. He's got 3 kills already. Okay, the Progetto's been spotted. Oh, and he was dialing in on that position. He was almost ready to shoot, and he chops and changes and goes away to the 705 and the Magic Forest again. And now the 705's gone missing. He's chopped change back to the RU-251. I'm sorry, Fluffylilkitten, if I'm being overcritical, but you're not doing this right, you know. You are missing the opportunity to get shots on the enemy by if you keep changing your target. Okay, he's got the 705 in sight again. For how long, I don't know. Probably long enough to get a shot at him. Dialing in. Almost ready. Rounds out. This looks good. It is! 359. It hit the turret of the tank and he's killed immediately afterwards. So he's got 1.7k of damage already. So he has been doing damage to the enemy. It's getting some nice damage in. That last shot was good. You just have to lead your targets just enough to allow them to walk back into the shell. Now he's looking way, way, way to the south. The problem here is, of course, there's nobody to spot for us down there. We've got a Progetto 46 spotted on the east side of the map. And even closer is this UDES 14-5. Now he's aiming directly at the target. You need to lead the target a little. That's it. And fires around in. Well, it was good. It was a splash. It stunned the UDES. That Progetto's nearby as well. You can see the shells coming in on our team. Now, almost ready to shoot. Now lead the target just a little. That's it. Beautiful. Nice. Rounds out. Splashes him. 292. It's a good shot. And the UDES gets hit again. He's going to fix his tracks before we get the reload in. Okay, we've spotted a Borsig this time. Dialing in. Leading the target nicely, nicely. Round out. Direct hit! Wipes him out! 791 hit points. That was a really good hit. Perfectly aimed, leading the target just enough. The tank walked back into the shell and he got him. Direct hit. Must have been a penetration, I think. For 791 hit points, I think that was. The Borsig does have very light armor. But we've lost all the tanks in the Magic Forest, and the enemy does have a Progetto in there. So now will be a good time to get out of dodge, because there's nothing between us and that Progetto. I'd say best thing to do would be to head west and then head south. Well, the enemy GW Tiger's been spotted, and he's south of the Magic Forest. Okay, he's aimed directly using that control key and the right hand mouse click, and yes, it's the Batchat who got the kill this time. Batchat 155.55, but we need to get out of here because we're in the open. We need to get into cover quick, and instead he's just sitting in the open. Don't do that, Fluffylilkitten, you'll get killed. There's a Progetto out there. And there's the Progetto. Yep. That was rather inevitable, I'm afraid. You sit in the open, you will get killed. You need cover. And there's the Progetto. And he gets shotgunned by the M53, M55. That means there's only one enemy tank left. It's the 212A on the enemy team. Well, Fluffylilkitten managed to get at least 3,083 hit points of damage during that game. And we're following the Skoda T50 as he's found the enemy 212A. So it's built on the hull of the KV-220, which is basically a KV-3 hull. This Arty never actually got built because it was proposed. I suspect that 212 is still loading. He actually does have the BR2 howitzer, not the B4, which means he's got a quicker reload. T50 takes the kill, and that wins the game. So let's have a look and see how Fluffylilkitten did. Well, it's the second class tanker for Fluffylilkitten and 212A, but they did get the first mark of excellence for the 212 during that game. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 20. A Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points for his own vehicle, a High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Confederate medal for hitting more enemies than anyone else during that game. And his win rate for the game was 3,725. Well, there it is, highest damage, 3,722 hit points. Next highest score was UDES 14.5, 2942, and then the enemy 212, which 2613. When it came to kills, it was in fact actually the M53, M55, the kill stealer. He managed to get 4 kills, and that was Anna Sophie. Then we've got the UDES 14.5 with 3 kills, and then there's a bunch of tanks with 2 kills apiece. Fluffylilkitten only managed to get the 1, but it was rather a good kill, that Rheinmetall Borsig, and I'm pretty sure that was a penetration. Yes, it was. He did penetrate the armor. So that's why he got 791 hit points of damage during that shot. When it came to base XP, though, it was in fact the UDES 14.5 who got the highest amount, 913. Then the 212A of Fluffylilkitten with 904. And then finally the UDES 14.5 with 857. He fired 15 rounds during that game. He got 4 direct hits, 1 penetration, 15 splash. Damage of 3,722 hit points, and all of it was at more than 300 meters. He did receive 2 hits, and both of them were penetrations from the Progetto. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 1, and did damage assistance of 366 hit points, and stun assistance of 1,144 hit points or 14 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 50,828 credits, but after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and he did use a lot of premium shells during that game, he actually ended up with a loss of 104,174 credits. He received 7 bonds for getting the awards, and 1,356 XP times 2 for the first victory took away 2,712 experience points altogether. So very nice to get the first MOE. I would say that your game technique could be better if you didn't keep flicking between targets and chopping and changing all the time. There was a moment when you had those CDCs, pair of them together. You could have taken the shot there. Even if it was a blind shot, you could have taken the shot. You probably would have damaged both of them. But instead you changed your target to the 110 and you didn't get any damage at all off that 110 whatsoever. And I would say, even if your target disappears, assume the target is still there and fire the round in, because if you then chop and change to a new target and keep chopping and changing because the target keeps disappearing, then you won't get any damage done. And all you'll be doing is wasting a huge amount of time having to dial in on a new target all the time, only to get no damage out of it. So it was a good and successful game for you in terms of getting the first MOE and those medals, and I can't deny that. But I would say you probably be even more successful if you didn't keep chopping and changing your target and stuck with the target you've dialed in on and go for it. But anyway, all the same, I can say that it was a very successful game for Fluffylilkitten. If you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.